And welcome back to the Daily Wrap, everybody. I am Joe Concha, joined by Heather Hansen, Rick Unger, and Dr. Kelly Powers. Today, the best-selling book, 50 Shades of Grey, debuts in theaters across America. The movie, despite reviews worse than Showgirls and Jilly, is expected to be a blockbuster. But there is quite a bit of controversy surrounding the film, in which the main character, Anastasia Steele, is in a sexually violent but consenting relationship, who isn't one of those, with her boyfriend. Happy Valentine's Day. A social media campaign called $50, not 50 Shades, is asking people to donate $50 to battered women's shelters instead of going to see the movie, which critics say glamorizes assault against women. The movie and book are so popular that even Target, some call it Target, carries 50 Shades of Grey merchandise. I won't be bringing my daughter there. So, here is a very G-rated clip from the film.
I just have a couple of questions.
Mr. Grey will see you now.
What was he like?
He was polite, intense, smart, really intimidating.
Do you have any interests outside of work?
What about you? I'd like to know more about you.
There's really not much to know about me. Look at me.
I am.
To what do you owe your success?
I exercise control in all things, Miss Steele.
It must be really boring.
Wow, can't believe it's only 90 minutes until I'm sitting in a theater seeing 50 Shades of Grey with these three.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, 50 Shades of Grey has become a massive hit since the book series debuted in 2001. More than 100 million copies have been sold. So let's get right to it. Heather, you were a stunt double in movies like this before.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Is this glamorizing, however, sexual assault against women, or are we looking into a silly movie a little bit too much?
I just don't see it. I mean, this is consensual. Throughout the books, there's 3 books. Throughout the books, it's consensual. It is fantasy for women. You know, men are visual creatures. Women are more imaginative, and this is fantasy. You know, books like this would not sell as well to men. I think the movie just sort of brings some visualization to it, and perhaps will now bring in a male audience as well.
Interesting. Kelly, you're going to see this with us tonight. I assume that you're coming with us. But
I already brought my tickets. My goodness, please. Before I got here, that's where I was, buying these tickets.
Nice.
No, I think, you know, the word here is consensual. You mentioned Heather. I mean, that is, it's a fantasy, it's entertainment. And I think that's what we need to remember at the end of the day. And it is consensual. Okay, so I'm going to say on national television, I have not read this book. So, but what I've heard from my friends is that I've heard there's a mutual agreement or a contract in the book. So it is consensual. Back to the point. It's entertainment. It's fantasy. It's a movie. I don't see it either.
wait, entertain me, because I didn't read the book. All right, didn't get the cliff notes.
We
When
all
you
have
say
a friend
contract, there's a written contract between
think, you know,
Anastasia and that.
I read the book.
Is
Yes.
that- okay.
Okay.
I read the first one. I didn't read all 3. I read the first
But
one.
your mom did.
Well, oh gosh, now she's going to kill us.
Mom, you know you read the book.
A lot of mom references going on here.
But the idea is that there's always a safe word or a safe situation where if you don't like it, you can get out. I understand, there's a push right now, as we know, with the NFL and everything for domestic violence, and I understand that, but I feel like this is sort of treading into an area where it doesn't belong. This really is, it's entertainment, it's fantasy, it's Valentine's Day weekend, and it's something that women enjoyed the books very much, and I think they probably enjoy the movie very much, despite the fact that it's getting horrible reviews.
In the book, does the character Anastasia ever feel threatened? In
No,
any
and in
capacity?
fact, he's rich and powerful and handsome and treats her wonderfully. And then when it comes to their relationship in the bedroom, it's a little bit more, little bit less being put on a pedestal and a little bit more base, I guess.
Fascinating. We looked it up before the show, Mr. Unger. You used to be Mr. Hollywood.
Yeah.
And on Rotten Tomatoes, let me explain how Rotten Tomatoes works. Picture a test that you take in high school, and you could get a 1 on the test, or you could get 100 on the test, 100 being best, right? It got a 27 when they take the aggregate of critics reviewing this movie. So is it going to bomb?
No, God no. It's a critic-proof movie. Look, here's what gets me. All of a sudden, everybody wants to argue about the social importance of these movies. Let me tell you something. Same with American Sniper. You know what? People who make movies, and I was one of them, there's only one thing we're really trying to get across. How many butts can we put in seats to watch the movie?
Right.
Stop looking for these secret things or social things. You know what? If women don't like that, what you fear could be in the case, they won't go. But I saw the box office numbers that are happening on Friday. They're going.
Well, movies do have social impact, and if it gets us talking about domestic violence again, that's great. I just don't think that it's part of this movie.
Okay, and we'll have to end it on that note. And it should be noted also that 2 years ago, for Halloween, I went as 50 Shades of Grey. Now, how did I do that? I went to a Benjamin Moore paint store, okay, and I literally got the 50 Shade samples, and I wore them, and I was the biggest hit at my party ever. Right? How
we
about
have
you
a
dressed
photo?
as?
Is there a
50
photo?
Shades- there is a photo, and
There's
we
a
will
photo?
show that never.
All right.
Coming up next, it's the best part of the show. It's Political Potluck. This is the Daily Wrap, only on Newsmax TV from chilly New York City.